This next company, these guys are awesome. They've been around Indy for a long time. One of the quiet yet awesome success stories in this market. I think they don't get talked about enough. See their founder, CEO, and other people back here. Most of you are probably a customer of theirs. We're a customer of theirs. Everybody loves them. We're going to bring up their VP of Product. Please welcome to the stage the VP of Product from Formstack, Matt Taylor.
Hello, boy, that's quite a crowd. That's good. So thanks. My wife's here somewhere, which is pretty cool. Hi, sweetie. All right, and okay, yeah. So I don't know if that should make me more or less nervous. Anyway, I'm excited and honored to tell you about Formstack quickly, and then about something we added called workflows. Just to bring you up to speed, Formstack was started in 2006 by Ade Alono. He's out here somewhere. And the first thing we wanted to solve, is that, to get a contact us or other form on your website, you had to have a developer. And you just couldn't do it yourself. And then to collect those and then download them was kind of hard. So the first thing we did was build a form builder. A lot of people use this. The next thing, though, that came along is people said, hey, I love your form builder, but I'm kind of tired because after all these submissions get in there, I got to download them and put them into my back-end systems. So over the years, we've built many integrations to things like Google Sheets, Salesforce, PayPal, etc., so that right when that submit happens, it's putting things in your back-end system. And people use webhooks and other things to make it much more amazing. And so over the years, it's just amazing all the stuff that's been built around the world using this tool. Our customers just blow us away in their creativity. We're to the point where we have 15,000 active customer accounts and 75,000 active users in over 100 countries. 1 million forms out there. On an average day, about 300,000 submissions are coming in. And in an average year, we process about $100 million or more than $100 million in payments through those forms. We have about 115 employees. That's growing. Over 70% of them are remote in about 6 countries. Actually, in exactly 6 countries. I don't know why I want to say about on all those numbers. At Formstack, our mission is to reduce complexity. So we're typically not a core system. We recognize that. We're not a CRM. We're not an ERP. We add value to those systems. We're often the glue between them. And what that brought to us is we realized that we had a great opportunity because we had a lot of customers out there that would take a few forms, try to glue them together with some spreadsheets and some emails, and they were just really trying to build a process. And we said, we can do that better for you. And they said, please do that for us. So imagine a form where the first person is the employee. They fill out their annual review. When they submit, the next part of that form gets presented to their boss. She takes it, submits that, it goes on to HR. HR does their job, sends it on to payroll. When they're done, sends out emails to the appropriate people. But the cool thing about this, you can imagine building some of that with SharePoint or other tools out there that may be kind of expensive. But what if a non-technical person could do that? There's a ton of need out there for that. A lot of forms that need to be filled out by a lot of people, and right now they're sending papers around. So we built that into the product. We call it the Workflows add-on. And people that build forms know how to do this. It's what they did when they built their standard forms, but now they can build what we call a workflow form. They pick a template as they're going in. They pick a design, what they want it to look like. Then they can go in and kind of tweak it if they want to. They can add fields, take away fields, add logic, different sections. And then the part of the form that's different in workflow is now they say, who can see what sections of that form, and who can edit what sections of that form, and in what order should people be presented with these. Once they've done with that, they kind of walk through and do a preview of the workflow to see if it works for them. Does this make sense? They step through the different steps, and then they publish it. Now when someone goes to a form, they just see the first part of it. When they submit, instead of it just going into a database, it kicks on to the next person, etc. And as people get these submissions, they get an email that has a link to fill out their part. And then since all this is happening in one place, we have a summary of where everything stands. How many things are waiting? Who are we waiting for? How long have we been waiting? You can imagine a lot more we can do with that. So we've sold about 50 of these in the first 2 months, And we're just seeing a lot of great creativity, as usual, from our customers. Anything from school transfers all the way to volunteers. It's just for non-technical people. So we're really excited about this product. I'm really happy to be able to tell you about Formstack. We have a long way to go to grow this product where we want to go. Would love to hear from you on ideas and just interests you may have in this. There's my email at the bottom, and I'm going to take it away just like he does. No, I'll put it back up there. So, thank you.
All right. How awesome was that? Can you believe we don't talk about Formstack more? Do you see those numbers? It's freaking ridiculous. All right. Who goes first? One question. Good luck picking that apart.
All right, I've got a question about the data that you've collected. I know that you're talking about the numbers and how well Formstack is doing. What about the data based on your clients and your user experience, and what are you doing with that data? And is that led to the new flow?
Yeah, the workflow. No, that's
Yeah.
a great question. So it's kind of the North Star topic. So we know we're doing well if we're making money and customers are staying with us, but are they getting value out of it? And we've really been focusing on that this year. So how do we make sure customers are getting value out of this? And the difference of workflow from a form, the value is when someone hits submit and it goes into the back end. With a workflow, all of a sudden it becomes stickier because the value is in that it goes from me to you, to you, to you, and we're involved in this process along the way. So we're going to have a different North Star for workflow, slightly different than for standard stuff. But that's become more and more important to us. We also have a group of 5 designers that are just focused on user experience. And since our entry point is pretty low cost-wise, and we do it per month, we have to really focus on how do we get those people, turn them into paying customers, get them active. And nice thing is since we have so many of those coming in, we can try things out, and we're really focused on that.
So, full transparency, we are a Formstack customer, and we love you guys. So I was going to ask a really hard question, but instead, I'm going to ask just a sort of hard question. So, any product person, they stay up at night worrying about the adoption of the very expensive software they just introduced. I know that's what it's like around our company. So my question is, with the new product and adoption rate of 50 out of 15,000, are you getting any sleep?
Yeah, I am. I'm good because it's only 2 months, right? And we only actually right now offer it to people that are up a certain plan level. We want to keep polishing this. We're learning from our customers, but I have the same thing. You know, we spend a lot of time. You know, I'm a hype guy, and I say, this is going to really work. And the worst feeling is like 3 weeks in, no one's bought it. That would stink. So I feel pretty good about 50. I think we're going to tell more stories. We're going to add capabilities. We're going to learn. And so I feel we're really good where we are. But thanks.
Thank you.
So in terms of the go-to-market for this, is it more expansion revenue for your current 15,000 plus customers, or are you had a lot of HR examples like manager workflows? Are you going to target specifically the HR industry and the mess of a market that it is at the moment? I'd love to know like what you're thinking in terms of go-to-market. Is it expansion, or are you going to go to adjacent? And are you focusing specifically on adjacent markets?
That's a good question. So we've traditionally been a horizontal play. So we're a platform, and like I said, our customers are really creative, and we're blown away at what they do with it. Oh, we never planned for you to do that. And all of a sudden we go and we find out we have 160 people in some very narrow space. We say we could promote that. So workflow starts out as part of the platform. You can use it to do a ton of stuff. I would say as many forms are used internally in companies, as many Formstack forms are used internally, or maybe more, than are used external facing, right? So we see people building workflows. It's almost best practices. We can give them guidance. And then at some point we may add features. But I think there's a lot that can be said just for what are best practices around workflows around HR that people can build for themselves. I think that's our starting point, and then there'd be certain things that become obvious that we need to add into the product.
So you're selling it into the base,
Yes,
Okay.
we're selling it
Initially?
into the base and promoting other places because there's some people that specifically need workflow.
Sorry, that was the second question. I'm sorry, Brian.
By the way, it is a real tomato. I checked. So
You remind me of
So real.
McGregor a little bit, Brian, so I don't want you to punch me in the face or anything.
very good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, with that, good job. How about Formstacks? Give them a hand.